Hi my friends out there, it's Mark here again, and I want to thank all you well wishers for me with my skin cancer. It's all gone. As you can see, I'm gorgeous as ever, and today we're going to do something special for you Americans out there, the famous traditional chicken pot pie, and it's really delicious, and I'll show you how to keep the chicken really tender. So let's do it. So here's our ingredients for our chicken pot pie, and of course I'll use some pastry with this, and that's in the fridge now, and you could use shortcrust or puff pastry. I'm using shortcrust today, and I've got some chicken breast here that I've just cubed. I've got some carrots, I've got some onions, I've got some cauliflower and some celery. I've got some plain flour, some corn on the cob. I've got some butter and some fresh thyme and parsley, chicken stock and pure cream. And for the full recipe and ingredients, check our blog and the link to that is in the description box below. So the first step is we're going to brown off our chicken, and I'll show you how to keep your chicken really tender for a chicken pot pie. Now, I'm just going to place those in, and I'll give it a bit of seasoning, a little bit of salt, and some pepper. So that's got a little bit of colour in it now, and I'm going to take that off, and that's only been on for 30 seconds to a minute, and just on a very hot pan and a moderate to high heat, and it'll be still pink in the middle, but you don't want to overcook your chicken breast. So now we're going to add our onions, our carrot and our celery, and I'm just going to give them a bit of salt, and we'll just stir those up. We'll scrape any of those leftover chicken pieces off, and we just want to get these to sweat a little. So as you can see, these onions and carrots and celery are starting to sweat now. Now that's been on for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm now going to just push them to a side, and we're going to do our roux, which I'm going to throw in the butter. There's probably about 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter there, and I'll just let that melt. And you could do this separately and make your white sauce, but it's really not necessary. I'm just going to do it right here, and put the flour in. There's about 4 tablespoons of flour there, and we're just going to mix that around, and you just want to cook this for about a minute and get so you get that floury taste out. And what else happens is that the flour, if you cook it before you add the liquid to it, will get a more nuttier taste. And so we're just going to mix that all together and cook that for about 1 more minute, and then we'll add our chicken stock. So that's browned enough now, and it's just starting to stick on the bottom, as you can see. And I'm just going to add my chicken stock, and there's about 3/4 of a litre or 1 pint of chicken stock. As this is coming up to a boil we've just put the stock in, I'm going to add my cauliflower, which I've just cut into small florets, and my 2 cobs of corn in there, and we'll stir that. And this is going to cook for about 15 minutes. As you can see, it's starting to thicken up now, but we'll cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I think that's all we'll need. So this has been on for 10 minutes boiling away, and the vegetables are pretty much cooked now, and I'm going to add my cream, about 10 ounces or 300 mils of cream, and we'll add our chicken back in, and our fresh herbs, our parsley and thyme, and we'll just stir that through. We'll bring that back up to a simmer again, and then we can build our chicken pot pies. Now that looks and smells absolutely delicious, and I'm just going to check that for a bit of salt and pepper. Yeah, it needs a little bit of salt, so we're going to add some more salt. So I'll just give it a good bash of pepper. I like pepper, so I'll put probably more pepper than most people do, but I love pepper. And we'll just stir that through, and this is just coming up to a simmer again. We'll take it off the heat, and that looks absolutely delicious. So that chicken will cook while it's in the oven, so you won't get a really tough piece of meat. You'll get a very tender piece of chicken breast in there. So now we're going to put our chicken pot pies together, and I've got a greased pot here, a little baking dish, and I've cut some pastry out, my Shortcrust pastry, but you could use puff pastry, and a little bit wider than the bowl top. And I've just got some egg wash here, which is just one beaten egg, and I'm just going to brush the sides of that so we can stick our pastry to the outsides. And I'm just going to fill that up with some beautiful chicken and vegetables here with our wonderful sauce. We're just going to get a sheet of pastry, and we'll put that over the top, and so we'll press that down on the outside so it sticks nicely to the outside of the pot. We're just going to get some egg wash now and brush that around, and that's about it. And one more thing, we're just going to put a couple of little holes in the top so we let some of that steam escape, and we'll pop these in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or about 190 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. So here we have our chicken pot pies, and I've just taken them out of the oven. They've been in there for 20 minutes, and I'm just going to have a look and just see what it looks like inside there. And oh, I tell you, it looks juicy, it looks delicious, and it's going to be very hot, so I'm not going to stick this straight in my mouth, but I'm going to taste this, and it's going to be delicious, I'm sure. But that's how you keep your chicken really tender in your chicken pot pie. Add it in right at the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be able to see all the new recipes when they're released. And to find out even more, visit my website. And also you can register for a free online cooking class there. And visit me on Facebook and Google+, and check out all my other great recipes on my channel.